Yeah, I did, bro. I was getting my tea. No, I'm just getting my tea right now, bro. Give me a second. Yeah, I literally I just made it home. You know, I had a busy day this morning. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said I had a busy day this morning, but I'm good. I'm free now. I'm getting ready to do what I need to do. Share with the people what's good with you though. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I kind of figured that out already. Tell him to take his time, man. Tell him to take his time. And don't be in no rush with a lot of these people you meet on the internet trying to have you pay for things that's it don't mean nothing. Yeah, you would get in trouble. No, you don't want to do that, man. No, I just try to help people not make the mistakes that a lot of other people made because a lot of these brothers that talk that more science, they're not going to tell you the stuff that they doing. You know, they looked at as a paper terrorist. Yeah, we don't play that. I don't. No, not at all, brother. Not at all. Give me a second though, okay? I'll just get some stuff set up. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, that's why I tell everybody take their time, man, and be smart with everything. Be smart with what you're doing, because you don't want to get yourself locked up. You don't want to lose everything that you work for a morsel, and then those people that's telling you to do that, they laughing at you because they don't have nothing. Absolutely. So I just want you to be kind. I want you to make sure you operating on the right manifestation, brother. And you can always ask me any questions. All your brothers can ask me anything. Just give me a call. I'm on your phone call away. All right. What do you say? I saved in y'all life. Well, I'm never gonna tell nobody to do something that I wouldn't do. It's no such thing as sovereign citizen. None of that. A lot of this stuff is just internet stuff, and they not living the right way. So I'm getting ready to go live, and y'all can jump on, and I'll talk to everyone later. Okay. Okay. Peace and love to you and your family. Islam. Sorry about that, man. Had a busy day today, man, and just want to send gratitude to everyone. I was doing a lot of my community service as I read to a lot of the kids out here in Arizona at the library. I'm also a behavioral health therapist in real life. I have my own library. I have my own office, so I do a lot of community service and teaching. And I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. I'm here to give you something to compare to because a lot of these people, it's just it's sovereign citizen stuff. And a lot of these brothers are not even educated or even have the aptitude to teach no one. When I talk about supreme wisdom and understanding, you, you have to be initiated into science. Initiation is almost going through the ranks like you go through elementary school, middle school, high school. You get a bachelor's degree, you get a master's degree, you get a doctoral degree. Or if you're going through martial arts, like I study Wing Chun, I had to go through the ranks. You know, all those different levels, just like basketball, you might play freshman, JV, varsity, college, pros. That's a form of initiation through the wisdom. And to think our prophet and any other God man just fell out of their mother's womb with supreme knowledge is asinine. They always initiated into the science. From Pascal Beverly Randolph to Abdul Hamid Solomon, to Hamid Solomon, the Black Hitler of Harlem, to Deuce Muhammad Ali, these brothers was initiated into the wisdom. Never took an oath, but initiated to the wisdom. And we got to understand that. These brothers on the internet always talk about, oh, somebody took an oath. But when you don't even know, it's cliche with a lot of these brothers. Everything with these brothers is cliche because they're idiots and they dropped out of school, out of high school, and they have a third grade intellectual capacity. And they don't know how to read and they don't know linguistics. They jumping from internet to internet with that sovereign citizen stuff. And a sovereign and a citizen is an oxymoron. And all that's going to do is get you locked up. These people out here with some fake badges talk about they some Moroccan governor, some Moroccan general. Where all of them brothers in prison right now. And I know all their real names. Give me 1 second, man. I got to take this call. Sorry about that. Hello? Yeah, I just made it home. What's up? I'm actually live right now. Can I call you back, brother? I said I'm actually going live right now. Can I call y'all back, man? Yep, I got time. Yeah, I got the donation. I got time. How many of it is y'all? Okay, no problem. I'll talk to y'all about like an hour and a half. Okay. Islam. Sorry about that, man. I apologize again, man. My phone is blowing up today. Because as I explained to brothers and sisters, I don't care about being popular or having a whole bunch of followers. I do the real work. And in real life, your map, your guide, your shaman, your medicine man, your Sufi, he's not popular. He's known for what he does. And the people share the wisdom. Like when I tell all my muftis and all my students, y'all can share the teachings on your page, but I'm not into this to become popular and to make no whole bunch of money off YouTube. That's not my claim to fame. I have real companies. I have real book companies, MoorishHaberdasher.com, where we sell fezzes and turbans and all type of regalia. I have my PDF books, that's books with a Z, where you can download all these expensive and rare books and regular books down to your tablet or your cell phone. So when you're traveling, you can have all your books. And then I have my sister company called BindedBooks.com, where we print and bind all expensive books. We have our own tea company, which is Herb Zamayat. We have our own, not IT, but our company where we do graphic design. We set up web pages, and it's called ALO Design Pros. And so I do all those in real life. And when I jump on social media, I just ask for some small donations to our temple and school. Just like if you would go to a church, we can't be afraid to ask for finances because that's how we're going to continue to spread this message. When you read Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19, it tells you wine is made for laughter, but money trumps all. We can't be afraid of money. When you hear these people talk about, oh, he asking for money and talk about fiat, everything takes money. Everything in life takes money. To have a real movement takes real finances. That's what Harry Belafonte was telling all those entertainers and those basketball players back in his time. He was like, listen, brothers, y'all go dribble, y'all go entertain and support the person that's known for that. Don't mess up your money. Put it all on me, you know? So with that being said, I just want to share some things as I jump into two of the books I'm going to talk about, which is Psychomacy, The Secret Power, The Psychic Power of Control. And I'm going to jump into a little bit of Sexual Magic by Pascal Beverly Randolph. But before I get into the teachings, when a lot of Moors, I know they don't study the Moorish Quran. I know they don't study any holy books because I see how they talk on the internet. I see how they always talk about the white man this and that, and they always trying to overthrow the government. They talking about some expatriating from some de facto government. And when you do that, who you are affiliated with, you will be a foreign. You would be a terrorist, foreign and abroad. I'm an American. There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. We're not here to overthrow no government. We all in the government. And any more that's on the internet telling you we got to make some new government, they a lie and a fraud, and they will be in jail. They will be in jail. It's too many videos. It's too many YouTube videos of all those so-called sovereign citizens getting their head bust, trying to talk to a police officer, tell them, do they know the law? The cop don't know the law. They know you a goofball when you talk about you some sovereign citizen. They know you a goofball when you pulling out a whole bunch of paperwork that you got from somebody that you met off the internet, which means poo diddly, because you don't know the science of proclaiming, declaring, and having due process. You don't understand the science of being a part of a religious organization, which trump everything. A lot of our brothers are miseducated, and then they won't admit that. They'll keep on promulgating a lie. They'll go to court with all that fugazi stuff. I mean, watching people, women, just because they have on a white fez and they bought a graduation cap off the internet and they act like they got some power and they lose everything. You see the children getting their kids took from the caseworkers and social workers. I know all these people real names. This stuff is fake. We're not here to overthrow no government. You don't understand the science of driving. They say, well, we don't have to have driver's license to operate a motor vehicle. Yes, you do. Local law and state law trump all that. Yes, you got the right to travel on your feet on a bus. Yeah, you got the right to drive on your own land, but do you want somebody on the highway and the byway driving without an operator's license that may be drunk or high? I understand the rights to travel. I get that. But a lot of people, they teach our brothers and sisters half truth, like they just came out of slavery. And that's the problem with a lot of black people, misnomer black people, especially these Moors. Oh, I'm a nationalize you. Can no man and no woman nationalize you? It'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. That's just asinine. And we're not from no damn Morocco. What make us Moorish Americans? Because we're born here in America with Moroccan African descent. You're not a Moroccan. You're not a foreign national. All that language our prophet did not use. And you damn sure ain't no sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. How can you be a sovereign and a citizen at the same time? None of you Moors never asked that question. Oh, I'm a sovereign citizen. And your sovereign citizen is going to be in jail right next to the European militia trying to overthrow the government. A sovereign citizen, that's an oxymoron. And then I'm going to expatriate from this de facto government. Well, when you do that, then you stateless. Then you are domestic terrorist, foreign and abroad. I have the domestic terrorist list, and all those fascist groups on there. But you think that really means something. And it means nothing. That's code word for get your head bust wide open. I know women that got their head bust wide open, and I know men that got their head bust wide open. I know plenty of people that got walked out their jobs. Oh, gratitude, brother. Yeah, thanks for the donation. I know plenty of people that lost their lives and their livelihood. And people don't want to talk about it. They talk about somebody fighting for your freedoms. A criminal can't fight for my freedoms. Gratitude, noble. No disrespect. Just like those Rise of the Moors, all that highway stuff, that was fake. That was staged. They didn't get pulled over. The brother pulled over. And then I show you, because I know all their names that go to court. The one brother got on the video and told the whole thing when he thought with the Moors talking about they some consulate general. And he telling everything on the internet. And you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used in a court of law. Nothing you say to a judge or to the prosecutor is going to help you with your case. And this brother on the internet telling everything. Telling them how they were set up. Telling them how they didn't have a mission. Telling them the whole thing, how it all was a plan. And two of the dudes was agents. I'm telling you what I know because I know their real name. And all them brothers lost their livelihood. They wasn't doing nothing planned. If you were in the military, the first thing you do is strategize. You're going to make sure all your vehicles gassed up. You're not going to do nothing fraudulent. If anybody have weapons, you're going to make sure y'all have the proper permits to do all these things. You're not going to leave nobody in no burning house. Because when you go to different jurisdiction and other jurisdiction, you have to know the gun laws when you crossing jurisdiction. And people that's acting crazy, and don't understand the local and state and federal law that pertain to when you going on the highway and the byway. But what happened is that brother led everybody into a burning house. And he know he did that because it was premeditated. And I tell you, if you're trying to make a statement, do it on your own. Don't set everybody else up that don't know how to protect themselves. And then they lose everything and they sit in jail and rot. And they talk about no contest. And I say, that don't mean nothing. You would just sit in jail and rot. And then every one of them brothers get court-appointed attorneys. And when they get a court-appointed attorney, that means they playing to a lesser charge. But I thought you were so heavy and I thought you were so smart. And all these brothers is sitting in jail rotting with that fake Moorish science stuff. That is not how we operate. That is not. And I've been telling and I've been warning y'all brothers forever, even these brothers in Flint that be losing their jobs, they ain't gonna tell you why they lost their job. Because they talk about overthrowing the government. What government you gonna overthrow? You don't have no army. All you're gonna do is get your head bust. We don't drive without license. We're not no sovereign citizens. We don't want to expatriate from the de facto government. None of that fraudulent stuff that you see on the internet. All you got to do is pull up factor fraud and pull up all those fake Moors with all that fake stuff. I don't even have to say no name. I'm saying all of them are fake. The ones that call themselves some consulate general of Morocco. How the hell you a consulate general of Morocco here in the United States? And if you a consulate general of Morocco, when you get arrested or everything, you should be expedited back to where? To Morocco. But these brothers sitting in jail, calling people, getting them caught up. Research a YouTube a station called Factor Fraud. And you pull up all the Moors with that sovereign citizen stuff, getting their head bust wide open. And now you see all the women losing their houses, losing their kids. You see that one lady on the internet, Gail, talk about it's her land. She's some Sharifian officer. You see her get arrested live. And everybody say they fight for your freedoms. Can't no criminal fight for my freedom. All that garbage that they be talking about. And people be thinking that's something so magic. Ooh, look at the ID card. That ID card don't mean nothing. It don't replace nothing. It don't replace nothing. But we so caught up with the pageantry because Negroes think somebody owe them something. And we're talking about a whole bunch of people with a low aptitude, with no understanding. You got all these people telling you don't pay your bills, and you sit in your house and you get kicked out of your house. You get your power cut off and you're using a generator. And the local law and the state law is going to destroy you. And you're going to get evicted from your home. And then where you going to stay? You're going to be homeless. And then the social workers are going to come and take your kids. I'll be waiting for these ladies to get on here. Half of them ladies that be talking all that more stuff, they are borderline retards. And the men are even more retarded. This is no slander to no one. I ain't saying no names. I'm saying all of them. Anybody that's on the internet talking about they can nationalize you and giving you some ID, you should run from that. That ID don't replace nothing. This has been a joke. This has been a joke. And I'll be waiting for them people to get on here. I said, let's see how your life is going on. These poor brothers in Atlanta riding around in police cars and police looking cars talk about they some patrol. They getting their head bust. And these all brothers that look like junkies, and y'all know they junkies, and they living with women on Section 8. These brothers don't do nothing. They don't have nothing to bring to the table. They living with a woman on Section 8. They rent $17. The women that got that car from the government. Everything is government funded, but then they talking about, oh, they trying to overthrow the government. But the government is paying for you how to live. How? You living in government housing. You getting food stamps and welfare. You got public assistance. What are we talking about? These people are sovereign citizens, and they all on a domestic terrorist list. I don't have to say their names because I know all their names. I'm talking about every last one of them. The rise of the Moors, all of them, when they was on the highway and everybody like they fighting for our rights. Them Negroes wasn't fighting for nobody's rights. That Negro knew exactly what he was doing. It was premeditated. And all them people lost their livelihood following behind some jackleg. And I'm selling it like that. I don't care what a person's saying, all that mumbo jumbo, this is our land, and you dressing like some goddamn genie in a bottle every day. That mess don't mean nothing to me. That mess means nothing. I'm a Moorish American. I mean, I'm born here in America with Moroccan descent. I'm the clock of destiny. I have a real life. I do real things. I'm really educated. I don't diss education. I don't diss spirituality. That's them bums. That's squatting in houses. Most of them Negroes squat in houses and they go from house to house to house. I don't have to say their names. I know them all. They ain't doing nothing but squatting in houses. Those are bums. Those are bums. Telling you to do some stuff, telling you, oh, your social security number is attached to these millions. Well, if my social security number is attached to millions, smart guy, isn't yours attached to some millions? Don't try to use me as a crash dummy. Show me what you're talking about. And they can't because it's all fictitious. And they know it. If your social security is attached to millions, there should be too. Why they don't have no millions? Why they poor and broke? Why they squatting in houses? Why they dirty looking? Why they got missing teeth? I'm telling you what I know. Talk about cancel corporate debt. You Negroes, you don't have no corporate debt. What are you talking about? And the state laws and the local laws trump everything. You're not no sovereign citizen. And then I've been telling these grown Negroes, they get pulled over. Oh, I'm flexing my sovereign rights. You're not a sovereign citizen. That's code word for get your head bust wide open. Sovereign citizen is an oxymoron. I've been telling these brothers this for too long. It's falling on deaf ears. So now what got to happen is they all got to go to jail. The ladies too. I know people, I don't have enough fingers and toes to tell you these people names that's rotting in prison right now and got court appointed attorneys, and they all plead to lesser charges. And they done lost their livelihood. They done lost everything about them. If you were so smart, if you don't got to register nothing, why do you register your car when you get one? These people is so retarded, and my brothers and sisters don't see through the asinineness that these brothers and sisters are portraying to y'all. No, our prophet didn't operate like that in the flesh. Our prophet didn't tell nobody to give up your license and drive without no license and drive without no insurance. And every time you get pulled over, you pull out a stack of papers that means poo damn diddly. So when I talk about the Moorish Quran is gathered and compiled from a lot of different holy books. Yes, you have the teacher manuals that go with the Quran, like the Silent Brotherhood of the East, the Catechism, the Quranic Questionnaire, all those other books. But when I say our prophet gathered and compiled and divinely prepared, you didn't think our prophet was initiated? This is why I laugh at people that see Negroes that don't know nothing. They always just talk about somebody took an oath, because we talk about a whole bunch of dummies, but they reading a whole bunch of books. You got to be initiated through the wisdom. How? If I'm your sensei, I'm initiating you through the wisdom of science, of understanding. How are you going to know understanding? How are you going to know something without having a map and a guide? How do these Negroes think they know something without having a map and a guide? You have to understand and be able to go through some form of initiation. Now, taking an oath, you don't take no oath with me, but you must be initiated through the wisdom. All my muftis are initiated through the wisdom, just like going to school, going through academia. I deal with the prerequisites, the schoolmaster, and then I raise them up. It's just like in martial arts. When you get the black belt, that means you're ready to learn. But a lot of these brothers is operating prematurely because they don't understand science, wisdom, economics, micro and macro. They don't understand language. They don't understand none of these things. So they operate prematurely. And a lot of them have gave Moors bad names. But I'm here to stand against them. That's why I set my life up to be able to do this. I'm an elder. My life is set. I do the same thing every day. I get up before most everybody, do my emails, see my clients, mentor my youth. I have time. That's why I do this. I'm not here to convert no one. I can't convert no one to nothing. That ain't even my issue. But I can shoot from the lip and not the hip and put you in situations for you can save yourself and your family. And then you must be part of a religious organization, which I am, which the BBT is, because the religious rights trump everything. When I talk about the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, when it clearly states that you have a right of a nationality and the right to change it, and the claim a child replaces the birth certificate, and no one would be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and a right to change it. Arbitrary means no one can tell you who you are. I don't give a damn if you no judge, no preacher. They can't arbitrarily explain who you are with no facts. The religious rights of the indigenous people. House Joint Resolution 75, the SF 181 form that pertains to ethnicity. When a person put a form in your face and they say circle which one you are, and misnomer black people to put black African American, which that's not you. Which that's not you because you on there. But Negroes don't read, and I know this. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact because we like to watch videos and we like characters, just like in the city of Flint. And just like in Dalton with the so-called misnomer black lady, how she just dragging the city in bankruptcy because you're not qualified to do none of that. Just like in the city of Flint, none of them people is qualified. It's nothing but a popularity contest. And that's why the city gets sucked down from our own people, because we just like people characters. I'm not dealing with a person because you may be nice. So what? You nice. That's just your character. But that has nothing to do with you being a leader and being an educator. Just because you nice, I'm not going to hire you to do a position to deal with budget just because you nice. If you don't have a history and a background dealing with budget and then you're not willing to learn, well, I'm nice. So what? Good. You nice. What they do? You don't have the aptitude to be in the realm of dealing with finances. Oh, I was called by Tyrone, or you went to seminary school. That don't mean you have the aptitude and the withal to be a divine minister of your people. Because in Titus, it tells you that it's qualifications to be a teacher, to be a preacher, to be a map and a guide. That's why the Bible said, woe to you lying lawyers and woe to you lying preachers that confuse my flock. You must be anointed and consecrated and initiated. Do you think any person that got wisdom just fell out their mom's womb, wise and all knowing? No, 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 no. And that's why a lot of these Moors are going to jail. You will see people want to deal with Moorish science because they think they can get some paperwork where they don't have to pay taxes, or they're gonna file some paperwork and be this and that. And I'm telling you, that's all fugazi, and you will go to jail. Nobody you meet on the internet can change your status. No one. That's for you to understand. I teach you the science, and then I teach you how to be a part of community, and the religious laws trump everything. I'm telling you this, and everybody know I'm telling the truth. Everybody know it, but it be these sovereign citizen Negro Moors with a fez on that's confusing our people. And all you got to do is too many YouTube videos out here to fact check you. Research a YouTube channel called Facts or Fraud, and you will see all that goofy stuff. You'll see these Moors squatting in houses, driving without license, losing their lives, losing their children. So with that being said, when I talk about the Moorish Quran, it's a lot of holy books that go with the Quran that I teach this energy and this magic, the M-A-G-I-K. You have to understand your animal instincts. You have to understand that. You have to understand your shamanic energy. You have to understand your sexual magic, and you have to understand your psychic power. It's a lot of books that go with the Quran. Atlantis of the Latter Days. This is high science. I don't need these books. I teach it. I have a whole group of brothers that I teach. I have my own muftis that's part of my school. Then I have a whole group of brothers that I teach and educate every day, and they pay me swell, and I give them, and they give me donations for my teachings because I save their lives. We be so worried about things, and I tell every misnomer black person, y'all paying, giving your money to Uncle Sam. That's why our community is not going to grow. I'm a private banking system. I'm tax exempt for the federal government. I can give you a tax exempt receipt to give to your tax preparer. So when you file your taxes, it offsets your taxes. And then in the state of Arizona, I teach you how much money you have to donate to offset your taxes. So you giving damn near nothing to Uncle Sam, and you building your infrastructure. I'm educating you. We have our own temple and our own school. We have our own property that we buy through the temple, which is tax exempt for the federal government. Why we willingly give our money to Uncle Sam? And because we don't want to donate, and you just giving your money to Uncle Sam instead of supporting your brother, your cousin, your friend. It's sad why the Jewish churches support. That's why you think Sopranos was so powerful. Everything was through the church because that made them tax exempt for the federal government. They donated their money, and the church did all the building. I'm telling you what I know. So when I talk about the Moorish Quran and high science, because our prophet was an initiate, he was a master craftsman, he was a comedic scientist, he was a master mason, flat out. When I talk about the sacred magic of Abramelin, the Magi, it's 3 volumes of this. The sacred is called The Sacred Magic of Abramelin, the Magi. It's 3 volumes. I don't have enough time to speak on it. I'm just showing some things. Where a lot of our brothers just don't have the aptitude because they're not initiated. I told y'all, I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I teach professors. I teach people with doctoral degrees. I teach judges, lower level European Masons. They all come to me for wisdom because I have all the manuscripts. I don't teach them everything because it ain't for me to teach them everything, but I teach the basics. How can I be a teacher if I don't teach? I don't care what color you are. If I'm a teacher and your son want to go to my school, you think I'm going to say, oh man, I ain't going to teach your kid because they ain't a Moor. That's asinine. I'm a Moor and I know who I am. I'm going to teach history, science, finances, agriculture, everything to build your son or your daughter up. I'm Angelo Solomon in the flesh. Angelo Solomon was the first Moorish Mason, an educator. Don't nobody want somebody that don't have the aptitude as a leader, to have the withal and have the understanding, to know all the sciences and not just know them for himself, to be able to teach you and your kid. A lot of our brothers and sisters don't even like mathematics, don't even like anatomy, don't even like physics. So how are you going to teach something? How? And all this comes right off my dome. How are you going to teach your kid and you don't even understand about linguistics and you get caught up in linguistic apartheid? You don't know etymology or etymon, the root of words. You don't know how words when they was written and what's the meaning of those words when they were written. You can't teach nobody nothing. All we doing is regurgitating, talking about what Noble Drew Ali said. And I give Noble Drew Ali credit for what he did. But after that, I got to move on. I must. Because I'm in the flesh. I'm going to show you all a couple books that's conscribed of our Moorish Quran when you talk about the Bhagavad Gita, which I teach these things. I say all this stuff our prophet talk about, but it's just in layman terms. The Moorish Quran is put together from the Brahmin text, the Rosicrucian manuals, the Gautama Buddha, the Moorish Akashic records, Aquarian Gospels. But a lot of our brothers and sisters just don't have the aptitude. They don't. And they play around with people's lives. That's why I tell y'all, don't let nobody play with your life for you throw away your name that your mama gave you for a morsel. When I talk about the Gautama, the gods of Northern Buddhism, I have all these books. I have them all converted to PDF, and we print them and bind them at our sister company. I have to. I have to know what I'm talking about. How can I be a teacher and don't know this? How? When I tell brothers, it's a way higher science that a lot of these Moors would never be able to go in the realm of the third heaven. This is the Gautama Buddha. The Gautama Buddha. Ancient manuscripts from before you and your mom was born. This was first published in 1945. All this is part of the ancient teachings that the Moorish Quran was conscribed of. The sacred books of the East, the Vedas, the sacred books of the East, all the Vedas. The sacred books of the East, all the Vedas. Our Moorish Quran is conscribed of it. It tells you in your chapter in your Moorish Quran about the holy books. It talks about the Vedas. It talks about all the Brahmin texts. It talks about it. That's why I be laughing. It talks about the Avistas. All these books that I'm showing y'all. And you got people out here arguing over dumb stuff because they not initiates. And talking about somebody took an oath. I ain't took no oath. I'm initiated. The Brahmin text. The Brahmin text. And then when I deal with my Tawhido people, I teach them too. My Ethiopian or my Abyssinian people, I teach them too. I teach the Tasawwuf. Your Moorish Quran is put together from the Unto the I Grant, which is one of our Rosicrucian manuals. And Negroes don't even know what I'm showing. The first thing they'll be doing is talking retarded because they don't have no power. They have no power over the ethers. They have no power over themselves. I see so many people dressed up in clothes, but I said, but your body ain't right. You flabby and sick. You got diabetes, high blood pressure. You will die real soon. This ain't no disrespect, but you will fancy up in the clothes. How much money do you put in working out? Because I grind every day, every morning. I do 5 miles. I meditate every day. I circuit train, weight train every single day. I meditate. I get my natural 2 hours of that natural vitamin D in the sun, which you need. I sunbathe every single day. So what are we talking about? That's why my energy is so high. And I don't play that with people. And a lot of people say I'm arrogant. No, I'm confident and I'm sure. You don't know what the word arrogant means. I'm confident and I'm sure. When people say humble, you should never teach your kid the word humble. Research the etymology of humble. You should never teach your kid to be nice. Research the etymology of nice. You should teach your kid to have gratitude and be a gentleman if he's a man. All this is conscribed of the Moorish Quran. The Moorish Quran is conscribed of all these ancient manuals. Didn't our prophet say he gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared? So if the prophet gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared, where the hell you think the prophet gathered and compiled and divinely prepared from? He just fell out of the stars? It's the wisdom. As he traveled to the east, the same way I had. I've been initiated into the wisdom. I'm part of the philosophical society. The Bhagavad Gita's. These are all conscribed of our Moorish Quran. All these holy books, when our prophet say he gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared. Where do you think he gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared the wisdom from? Where do you think? Where do you think? Only a God man is going to show you this. You're going to have a God man every dispensation of era. Here go the sacred magic of Abraham Melem the Magi. It's 3 volumes. I don't need none of these books because I live it. My necklace, this alchemy necklace, this was given to me by sages. This everything that comes to me, it exudes who I am. That's why I don't be worried about no Negro with no fez on that don't have no power. They don't have no shamanic power. They don't have no abilities. You will see on YouTube how people be talking about the magician. Have y'all Philip Cooper books, The Magician? You might hear people on internet talk about the magician, but they can't live it. I live this life. I do all my voodoos. I deal with the Santeria, the Orisha. I deal with all my tarot cards, as I showed y'all. I deal with the Oshun. That's my life. I deal with the Moradine. I have to. And when I travel, that's why I'm a God man and a medicine man. When I deal with my people from the Zulu, deal with Credo Matua, they're like, you ain't nothing but a God man, a shaman. When I deal with the Moradines, they say, you ain't nothing but a Sufi. And that's why I be telling people. When I deal with my culture people, my African people, when I deal with the Ishu, Iligwa, Elegbara, when I deal with the Santeria of the crossroads of the crossroads and the Orishas, I have the manuals, and then I rip all these up and burn them up because I live them. I do my mantras every single day because I have to. That's more science. That's culture. We don't get it because we lost our culture. The etymology of cult is culture, and a lot of brothers don't have any culture. They don't. When I show all these ancient books, our Morse Quran is conscribed, it's gathered and compiled of all these holy books. You have to be initiated. What do you think they were doing in the temples? Just praying? No, they were studying. And to be a high priest, it took you to the age of 40 to be a high priest. I'm 48. You don't come up a high priest until you're 40. I've been in the chamber, asked all my muftis. I became a high priest at 41. And then I had to go get my education and all that. Then I had to stay in the chamber. That's why I'm able to do this. I'm not a worker bee no more. I'm the one that sit on the throne and rise all my people up. I don't work hard no more. I work smart. I use my brain. I don't work with my hands no more. That's why I went and educated myself. That's why my life is on the schedule. I have time for this. I got more jobs than an average Negro. I got more sources of streams of income than an average Negro on these pages. I know that for a fact because most people go to work at 9 to 5 and they rich broke. How? You dress like you got something, but I guarantee you don't have no bag in your bank account. I guarantee you all your money going to bills and the rent. I guarantee you that. And I guarantee you when a tragedy happens, you're going to be in SOS mode. I know that. And I know people make way more than me because you don't know how to balance your finances and you're giving all your money to Uncle Sam. You're not supporting your religious and charitable contribution of your choice because you don't know your tax dollars can be donated and run your old community. We don't know that. We give our money willingly to Uncle Sam, but none of my Jewish partners do. None of my rich people do. That's why they all have nonprofit organizations. That's why all their children have nonprofit organizations. That's why they're going to continue to be rich. But you're not going to get rich just by working a 9 to 5. It's never going to happen. You can think that if you want to. When I talk about the infinite wisdom, the second Moorish Akashic records, and then when I break down the Akashic records, when I break down how you think, and I ask people, do you know your Akashic record? They don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I got you, bro. It's sad when I talk about your Akashic record, who you are. Most people don't even know what they born to be. They just walking around with their eyes wide shut. When I talk about your astrological signs and why you act a certain way and why your spouse act a certain way, you ain't even look at their astrological signs to see why when you born under a certain time of the year, that's your astrological sign. You have to know that about not only you and your mate, but most of us don't. We just go through life with our personal feelings. But the reason why a person is responding or not responding, because you got to know their astrological sign. And then you got to have the power to operate on the positive pendulum of that. And then you got to know not only your Akashic record, you got to know everybody Akashic record. I keep telling people, I do this. This ain't nothing that I'm just doing. I use the internet to reach all my people. I'm glad we have the internet. Why? Because all my muftis are all from different states. If we didn't have the internet, how would I be able to touch the masses? How would I be able to have all these students that's not Moors dealing with me? How would I be able to go into all the colleges out here and lecture and help kids that's struggling and provide books for them if they couldn't reach me up on the internet? I use the internet for glory, not for crazy stuff. That's why I love the internet. I use it as a tool. I ain't on here acting no fool. I ain't on here doing those dumb stuff. I use this as a tool to bring people to the storehouse because I have a gift. And I know I have a gift. And if the European, the Albion, the Trelodite, whatever you want to call them, know I got a gift and they use me, why don't my own people use me? Because it's jealousy. And we'll watch other people be successful. We'll help Jeff Bezos be successful. And none of my people will help me be successful. And all my college professors, all the European Masons that I met out here in Arizona, all my European Jewish colleagues that I met in Arizona, all my European Christian colleagues that I met in Arizona, all the Protestants, all the people that I met, they support me and they get all their literature from me. And I tutor their kids in science and personal training. When people be on here talking about they want to get in shape, you don't want to get in shape. You just want to, every year you want to do a resolution. Every year you're doing the same resolution, but I bet you won't look good. It ain't no disrespect. I bet you ain't lost no weight. Why? Because you don't have no discipline. You don't have no commitment. You don't have no dedication. And it ain't nobody that holds you accountable. I grind every single day. And I ask my people, man, just give me a donation each month and you can work out with me probably on Zoom. How many of my family and friends want to do it? And they trying to do it on their own. And I don't see no progress. No disrespect to nobody. Because you don't got the keys. You don't have the keys. Because you don't have the keys. This ain't no disrespect to no one because you don't have the keys. How many every year? My New Year resolution to work out. Okay, let me see what you look like from last year to this year. You don't look like nothing. All you do is go buy, especially these women, all y'all do is go buy a whole bunch of clothes, workout clothes to put that stuff on. Do I look big in this? Hell yeah, you look big in this. Yep, you look big in everything. Yep, I see your raccoon eyes, your ankles fat, and you ain't changed how you live. You ain't changed like Pac said. We got to change what we eat, change what we drink, change what we think, and change the way we dress before we do anything. We need a map and a guide. And y'all know it because most of our people going to die from what? Foodborne disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. And y'all know it, heart failure, eating genetically modified organisms. But get on this internet and try to tell me something, man, your energy tapped out. You eating poison. I know this for a fact. How many people on here work out 7 days a week? And you can look at your body from last year and look at it this year. How many people really, what have you accomplished since you got out of high school? This ain't no disrespect, not a damn thing. I'm just telling it facts. So why would a person want to get on here and try to tell me how to be and how to live? And I do this every day in real life. That's why I don't be mad at my family and friends. They're going to die before me. No disrespect. How? Because y'all taking all these pills. You can't heal yourself from sickness with pills. You don't know that? You're going to die. And the first way to starve any sickness, to heal any sickness, you got to starve it. How? By what you putting in your mouth and by what you drinking. That's how most people die, especially us misnomer Black people. How? By what we eat, what we drink, and what we believe. These is big facts. It's no disrespect. I'm getting ready to be 48. I know I'm in better shape than a lot of athletes that I went to school with that went pro. I run 5 to 10 miles every day. I do weightlifting every day. I meditate every day, and all my muftis do the same. This is what I'm saying. So I can't be that crazy if I got people that y'all hold to a high standard, politicians, judges, professors that come to me, and they don't go to Amazon to get a damn thing. They got all my email. They say, Sheik, I was on my PDF books, booked with a Z, or I was on bindingbooks.com. I didn't see this book, but do you have this? I know you do. And I say, yes. I tell them what I want a donation for. They send me the donation to my Cash App. I PDF the book to them right then. Or they'll say, man, hey, man, I want the book printed and bind it. Like I just had a student buy a book for me called Russian Icon by Vladimir Ivanov. I said, man, you can get the PDF from me. He said, but brother, would you print it and bind it for me? I'll pay even more. So I had to print and bind the book for him. Go on Amazon and see how much Russian Icons by Vladimir Ivanov cost. Stacks. Go on Amazon and see how much Slycomacy costs. Stacks. Go on Amazon and see how criminalizing a race theory costs. Stacks. That's why I be laughing at our people. That's why I be laughing. I say, dude, I'm never going to die poor and broke because my email be flooded every day with real people in real life that support what I do. And I come on here and do all this for small donations to my brothers and sisters. I say, man, give me a donation for all this because I get paid. I get this to y'all for small donations when y'all dealing with me. And then when you go on my book company, if it's not a book on there that you're looking for, I have it all in my database. And my muftis will tell you that for a fact. My mufti Gregory Masso on here. My other mufti just jumped on, Lamar Barclay. They attest to what I'm saying. And all these brothers are from different states. These is facts. So when I talk about all the books, how the Moorish Quran is contrived, and then when I talk about the infinite wisdom, watch this. The second Moorish Akashic record is annotated. Source text for chapter 20 to 44 of the Circle 7 Quran. So the Moorish Akashic records, you can go in chapter 20 to 24 of the Moorish Quran, and it's word for word. It's word for word. Just like I can go right into the Unto the I Grant and show you chapters in the Moorish Quran. That's word for word. That's word for word. Just like I can go in these texts, the Upshaws and the Bhagavad Gita's and the Vistas, and show you this stuff word for word. Because our prophet said he gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared. And then Eliseus Levi, the Aquarian Gospels, I can show you how our prophet got that, and the European was nothing but a transcriber. That's all Eliseus Levi was a transcriber. Write down what he knew. He ain't come up with nothing. And if he was right here in the flesh, he'd be like, you absolutely right, Sheikh Magi. I know that. I know that. And our prophet didn't get nothing from no Aquarian Gospels. Eliseus Levi got that from ancient manuscripts and then put it in his own compilation and try to act like he had the power. But that's BS. Just like Atlantis of Latter Days, which is one of the highest Masonic books that the Negro's not going to tell you about. You know, it's just what it is, man. I just know what I know. And everybody know that deal with me, know I'm telling the truth. But the Circle 7 Quran, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, this text serves as a guide for immigrants to the urban cities of the North who had lost their heritage, their language, and their customs. And it was compiled by the transplanted religious nationalist, our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, 1886-1929. 1886-1929. A lot of our people weren't even born in, who taught that the former slaves were original Moorish and had their nationality, language, and identity stripped from them during the era of slavery. Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali was born Timothy Drew. He didn't change his last name. He didn't get rid of his last name. His name was Timothy Drew. Noble Drew Ali. Just like I'm Noble Kari Goodman Bey. Or if you just use my last name, I'm Noble Goodman L. Bey. Just like my Noble Lamarck, he's Noble Barclay Bey. Or my Noble Gregory Masso, he's Noble Mosso L. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Our prophet was born Timothy Drew in North Carolina and had encountered Islam and the Oriental Masonry during his travels in the East as a merchant, seaman, and in the United States as a Pullman porter, as a free Mason, Python Knight, and the Egyptian Shriners. I showed y'all that how the Moorish Science Temple of America was contrived from all those brothers from the East, different Masons and all those different holy men. I showed y'all this in the manuals. And brothers don't have the manuals. This was passed out. This right here was passed out to the Nation of Islam. All the old elders. That's why when I speak to old elders, they say you're 100% right, Sheikh. We've been destroyed. This was written and sent to all the students in the ministry of Islam in the wilderness of North America by Elijah Muhammad, servant of Allah, dated 4/2/1936. And then it was reissued January 1st, 1963. Even the red book that the Nation of Islam have from Farah Muhammad, all that stuff is not even real. It's tradition. Because if you're going to talk about numbers and mathematics and the square root and the geographic and the latitude and longitude of land and all this, and then throw that to me like I'm not going to fact check it, you should be a fool. You should want me to give you the right answer to any mathematical equation. And any Nation of Islam, Negro, no disrespect, come to me with that red book and then let's try to regurgitate stuff that they ain't researched, because a lot of them don't graduate. They don't have the aptitude. They don't know how to work their compass and their square. I destroy all that in 1.2 seconds. And I ain't saying destroy you. I'm talking about destroy the tradition. Because if you're dealing with numbers and with science, numbers don't lie. My name is going to be the same no matter if you speak in English, Mandarin, Chinese, Bantu. It's still going to be Korean. And a lie is going to be a lie. And they know it. It's right here. This is how the Moorish Science Temple was put together. This is how the Moorish Science Temple was put together. You see all those different brothers with different headdresses on, different regalia. And the Muslim don't want to say that Master Farad was in the corner. See, this picture that they say right here is not him. And I say, okay, well, who is this brother all the way in the back? Because he don't look like him, because they know that's him. And I ain't even going to argue with that. And they know when the Prophet went to jail, Farad Muhammad was put in order to talk to brothers when he was in trouble about the death of Claude Green. They know it. They know it. Master Farad Muhammad under the alias David Ford, picture in the upper left-hand corner. There are many Masons shown in the picture. The development of the MSTA saw the influence of many high-degree Black Shriners, Masons, secret societies, particularly the ancient Arabic of the Northern of the Mystic Shrine, and Noble Ali Rofel Pasha and John George Jones in 1983. These secret societies played a major role in the events during the 20s and the 30s and governmental changes in America that have great importance to the events happening presently in respect to the subject of reparations, the New World Order. And y'all know it. And then I showed y'all how the European, no disrespect, the Albion and the Trelodite, they ain't even ancient. They paperwork of the Mystic Shrine say 1914. I displayed that all day. They modern. They get all the science from you. No disrespect to nobody. No disrespect to nobody. I'm just telling y'all what it is. I showed y'all all these holy books, how the Moorish Quran is gathered and compiled. Man-made religion, a lie to you. The Nation of Islam, I know Farrakhan is other Dianetics. If any Nation of Islam Muslim get on here and lie, I'll pull out all y'all paperwork. They study under Ron L. Hubbard, but then they say the white man is the devil. Hold on. Just like this right here, when everybody be thinking this some science. I say, dude, this, no disrespect. I sit down with any Nation of Islam Muslim and sit down with my compass and square and go all through it. And I bet you they'll be wanting to talk to me on sidebar. Because all the stuff in here is a whole bunch of made up, how can I say, arbitrarily stuff. Because it's tradition. I don't rock with tradition. I rock with the facts. And this is a lot of tradition in here. No disrespect to nobody. Religion gonna always strip you down. Even some more science stuff can be biased. That's why I said I love my prophet. That's where it stops. I'm a historian. I'm a scholar. I'm an educator. I'm not here to promulgate no religious belief. And I show people this right here has nothing to do with all facts. What a religious Negro do, the first thing they do is get mad. But I don't care about how mad you are. I bet you ain't gonna sit down with a person that don't have no dog in a fight and say, let's dissect what you're saying. And we start dealing with the facts. And we start using our compass and square. And we start using longitude, latitude. And we start doing a history of it. I bet you a lot of this stuff is wrong, wrong, wrong. And it ain't no disrespect. How I know? Because I done did it out here with a lot of my imams out here in Arizona. And they like, brother, well, a lot of that stuff is just tradition. They say, well, you a sheik and an educator and a scholar. They call me a shaman. I'm a tasawwuf. I'm a real imam. I'm not under no man. This is too up secure. This is no submission with me. This is peace. And I love all my Nation of Islam brothers. But a lot of them just recite, just like a lot of them Christian brothers. They ain't basing it on nothing that they know. They basing a lot of their understanding on tradition. And this red book right here is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. It's truth and falsehood strangely mixed. I'm telling you what I know. With my Nation of Islam Muslims, and a lot of them that came from under that Nation of Islam, and they still Muslims like Khalid Muhammad. And when I sit down and teach them, they like, Sheikh, thank you for showing us this. They're like, a lot of that stuff is fake because I don't promulgate no man-made religion. I don't rock like that. I dissect everything. All life is a mathematical equation. And the only people that's going to get butthurt about what I'm saying is a person that don't know truth, that don't study. How can a person come to me and all you do is party and bullcrap and you might wear the Muslim stuff, but you living like a straight gangster in the streets? And everything on your YouTube page is all hate and slander. That's asinine. That's asinine. And then I asked him, brother, when do you study? It's the internet is fake because they don't have the time like I do. I do this every single day, 7 days of the week. I don't take no days off. I don't take no days off. Even my Hebrew Israelite brothers with all that hate. You can't be a Hebrew and an Israelite because Hebrew just means part in the water. How can you be dissing anything? Even my Islamic brothers, and in the Bible and the Quran, y'all have the same forefathers. I already synchronized the Quran and the Bible a plethora of times. A plethora of times. That's why I be saying, I know my brothers don't have the aptitude. I know they don't study because they don't have the time. Why they go through things in life. And a lot of our brothers going to die early while you praying to God and don't understand that you are God's. The Bible tell you that you the Amin Ra. I tell you that you are a God. I tell you that you made in the image and likeness of the Creator. So if that's the case, how the hell can you be a Negro, black, or colored, or African American, or some damn Hebrew Israelite? Well, you're not a Hebrew Israelite. You can be an Israelite, but you're not a Hebrew Israelite. But then when you come to today, we're dealing with nationality, race, and status, you got to understand that you are more. I ain't trying to tell you to fall with all these goofy Negroes in Flint that be on the internet talking about they finna overthrow the government with that sovereign citizen, oxymoron, retired and stuff. I'm finna overthrow the government. I'm finna expatriate out this de facto government, all that clown Negro stuff. That ain't what I'm talking about. I go against all that sovereign citizen fugazi. I teach you the right science. I teach you what's right. I teach you who you are. Been doing it for over 10 years. If I didn't, I wouldn't be the man I am out here in Arizona, which is a red state. I teach history. I teach law. I teach civics. I know about politics because I'm educated and anointed in it. I ask y'all a question right now. No disrespect. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican right now, and y'all can answer it yes or no. If y'all voting for Democrat, say y'all voting for the lady Condoleezza Harris, but y'all wouldn't, is that her name? Yeah, I think so. Y'all don't know what she was doing before she was the vice president. And then, do y'all know any law and policy? I ask any Democrat, what's the law and policy? Because you shouldn't be voting for no one just because they this color. You should be voting for the right person. So any of y'all know any law and policy? Because she said she don't have no plan for no black people. I don't want no plan for black people either, but with y'all with that pro-black stuff, what's the plan for your black vote when you spend your black dollar? What's the policy for black people? What's the law and policy when you vote Democrat? You couldn't even tell me. You couldn't even tell me because I showed y'all in history earlier that we was a republic, and I showed you all the people in history that was in the Congress that were Republicans. You only had 2 people in history that was Democratic presidents. I showed y'all yesterday in my lecture. I showed y'all how they whitewashed Peter Salmon and Oliver Cromwell out the Battle of Bunker Hill. The Democratic Party was the Ku Klux Klan. So when people be operating on feeling and emotion, and I say, okay, what's the law and policy when you vote Democrat? What's the law and policy? You can't tell me. And then you think black people, misnomer black people broke. Well, then in a week, these Negroes donated 200,000, 200 million to a political party that you ain't finna get poo diddly out of. So when everybody vote, what law and policy do you know? I'll wait. And what's the agenda for black people? And when they talk all this stuff and want your vote and it don't happen, who you gonna hold accountable? Because if you ain't voted local and state for your judge, for the prosecutor attorney, for mayor, for governor, for city councilman, you need to shut up talking to me. I ask every Democrat when they be like, well, we need to vote because she's black. That ain't no reason why you should vote for nobody because they ass black. Excuse my candor. I'm not black. Black is an adjective. I don't vote like that. And I ain't telling nobody to vote for Donald Trump because that ain't what I do, because I understand the electoral college. No president is selected. They already elected. If you got the electoral college, they already selected. A lot of people don't know what I'm saying. So when you vote and when you play this political thing, what have the Democratic Party done for brothers and sisters? But kept you on welfare and talk that Black Lives Matter stuff. And black is an adjective. You're not black. And the only people that's going to get paid for black lives is the person that created you. I'll wait. And you can hear crickets. And the first thing that Negroes do, they start getting emotional. I said, I don't care about your emotion. I don't care what you think. Let's deal with the facts. You don't have none. You have zero facts. Because in 2000, Kamala Harris, I don't care if you black or white, but she didn't say she was African American. She said she was Indian. And y'all know it. And she said she don't have no agenda for black people. But y'all say y'all black and say this is going to be the first black president. Okay, so what's the agenda? What's the agenda? You can't tell me. I'll be waiting. What's the agenda for black people? Forget that the first woman is. I don't care about none of that stuff. I care about the right people in position. Just like I told y'all in the city of Flint, excuse my candor, the city councilman, the mayor, it's a shit show. Y'all don't know about policy. I do. What happened to all that money that they sent, all the celebrities that they sent, all those millions for the water and the pipes? What happened to it? Them Negroes put it in their pocket. And then you can pull up Dalton, the misnomer black lady, the super mayor. She done bankrupt the city of Dalton. She done bankrupted. Because you got a whole bunch of people that's unqualified. And Negroes vote for who they like. That's the problem with misnomer black people. You vote for who you like. You don't vote for who have the education and who the skills and anointed and consecrated. You vote for who you like. I told y'all, voting is nothing but what? A popularity contest. When you don't understand law and policy, when you don't put the right person in position that have the skills. Like my professor was saying, you can go back and be the mayor and be, I don't want to go back and be the mayor over a whole bunch of goofy niggas. Excuse my candor. I'm saying it just like that. Why? Because we don't do nothing. Negro talk about marching. March for what? March in our neighborhood around killers. A Negro killed my brother. We ain't gonna say who killed him. I know. My big homie, Miguel Swain, was dead in front of my homie Mike Villeneuve house. Everybody act like they don't know what happened. Man, miss me with that sucker stuff. I'm getting ready to be 48. I don't got time for no games. Ain't no European police killed my homie Marlon. The misnomer black cops killed Marlinville. Ain't nobody coming to our neighborhood destroying nothing but us. Ain't nobody in our neighborhood tearing up all the houses but us. Ain't nobody shooting up each other after you hang out at night but us. Ain't no European police coming to the hood dropping off a whole bunch of guns. It's a whole bunch of crack babies killing each other. Look how many brothers and sisters dying. Ain't no European came to your neighborhood and killed you. It's goofy niggas. And y'all know I'm telling the truth because we don't stand for nothing. We separated. You got the fraternity Negroes here with all that. You got the so-called Hebrew Israelites over here. You got the so-called Christian people over here. You got the so-called goofy radical black Moors over here. You got the so-called goofy Hebrew Israel radicals over there. You got the so-called black Muslims, Masons over there. You got the black Muslims over here, all in one little city. And they all separate, teaching a whole different ideology. It's sad. And then you got a whole bunch of goofy Moors that they don't know nothing about the science. All they do is want to file some paperwork, think they want to get something free. You know it, and I know it. Y'all know it. And I know all these Negroes in prison and jail because there ain't no such thing as no sovereign citizen. Y'all know this because man don't honor man. And when man honors man, we honor Allah. It's a whole bunch of people that want to replace me. That's why I don't deal with Negroes. I deal with women. That's why I deal with elders and my tribe. I got a whole group of men that I study with, that I educate. I got a whole group of men out here in Arizona that I teach, men, women, and children. I don't need to be around no jackleg they're just trying to use me or want to replace me and want to be me. I teach you to be the best you. I know half of these Negroes got a 3rd grade aptitude. I know it and you do too. And it ain't no disrespect to no one. I know a lot of these people got in more science thinking they get ready to get something. Or they want to file some fake paperwork, or they want to drive without license, or they want to so-called expatriate from this de facto government, or they act like they some sovereign citizen, which is an oxymoron. This is the facts. And then that's the first thing that Negroes do when they don't have no wisdom or no aptitude. The first thing they do, the same thing they tried to do to the prophet, and the same thing they try to do to me. Oh, he took an oath. Shut your goofy self up. What oath I took? What oath I took? Go get my paperwork from the oath, because I go get my paperwork from the Moorish Science Temple of America to show you that I'm a dap, to show you that I'm a sheep. And that mess don't mean nothing. I told you I'm initiated through the wisdom. You think a retired person that's going to fall out of earth with just a whole bunch of science and wisdom, where you get the science from? Who are your elders? Where you learning from? I don't care about no books. I don't care about none of these books that I showed you. I lived this life. So I got a little bit more time, and I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about the psychomacy and the sexual magic, and I'm out of here. I have a full library. I provide all this to my people, but my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. I tell every misnomer black person, if you want to hide something from a misnomer black person, put it in a book. A Negro is not going to pick the book up and read. I ask every Negro, what book have you read in the last month? Nothing. A lot of people, I got that book. I got it. I ain't asked you, do you have it? I said, have you studied it? And have you read it? And a lot of words that you don't know, have you looked them up with a good etymology dictionary? Have you looked the stuff up in metaphysics dictionary to understand the eso and the exoteric? Absolutely not, because you don't have the time. Most people be drunk and high. Most people can't wait for the weekends to get drunk and high. It ain't no disrespect. I ain't telling nobody what to do, but I see I'm on everybody's page. Most people can't wait till the weekend. I'm off on the weekend. What you do, you get drunk and high. You go to work every day. I'm tired. You don't got no time to study. I do this every single day. And I work way more than everybody on this page. I know that for a fact. But let me give you a little introduction, and then I'm going to move on. When I give science, I'm coming from one of the jubilation of the sacred Moorish science, past and present. Past and present. I showed y'all all the books that our Moorish Quran is conscribed of. Our Moorish Quran is conscribed of all these ancient holy books. Our prophet said he gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared. That means it comes from somewhere. That means it comes from a source. It comes from a source. It comes from a source. All these are source books. Now we got the teacher's manuals, which is the Silent Brotherhood of the East, the Moorish Quranic, and a Moorish study guide, and a catechism to understanding the Quran, and the Discovery Key questionnaires, and a catechism to understanding the Quran. But I'm showing you all books that's conscribed from our Moorish Quran, which most Negroes will never be introduced to it. When I talk about the sacred magic of Abraham the Magi, it's 3 volumes. It's 3 volumes. And I know a lot of this stuff, nobody don't know what I'm talking about, because most of our brothers are not initiated. They think they can watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos and buy some black laws dictionaries, and we don't even use black laws in the court of law. That ain't nothing but terms. That ain't nothing but definition terms. That's why you got black laws 1 all the way to black laws 10 and even more. But I know our brothers don't have the aptitude. I know this for a fact. And this is no slander to no one. All Negroes accuse me of being some potentate or some Freemason that took the oath the same way our prophet did. And I take that. I take that. But do you see me with my fez defiled? Do you see me with my tassel pinned down? Do you see me hiding anything from y'all? Talk about it's secret? No, I share everything with y'all. But a workman is due his hire. I ask everybody for small donations to our temple and school, which is Cash App, $KGB. I tell everybody y'all can be a student of my school, because I don't need no more members. I got enough members. You can be a student, because I don't need a whole bunch of people that do that, you know? I remove people off my page that get on here and run their mouth. I'm done dealing with that. I block people. I'm not even going to entertain that. When people say they stand alone, that's good for you. That's what I tell people. Good for you. If you stand alone, I wouldn't even be on nobody's YouTube page listening to say I stand alone. So what? What to do? Ain't nobody ask you that. Kudos. Do your thing. Create your own page. Do your thing. Do your own standalone. But that's what Negroes do. Like I said, we at a so bad place. We at a so lower self that we just jump on pages and just spew out at the mouth how messed up we are in the head. But as soon as you go to jail, I bet you don't want to be all alone. You would be trying to get with me. And that's the problem with us. We think we are never supposed to be alone. We're supposed to always be a community. That's why I keep telling these Negroes, you ain't nothing by yourself. You're not no sovereign citizen. It's a sovereign body. It's a sovereign nation. It's a sovereign state. And when the Negroes say they stand alone, so be it. Be alone. Don't even come on my page, because all I'm going to do is block you. So continue to stand alone. I'll be telling these Negroes, stand alone. Let's see how your life working. You ain't got to get on my page. But our prophet, he broke these down. There are Masons that believe Freemasonry began in our community only with Prince Hall. And then they accuse other Masonic jurisdictions of being fraudulent. But they misinformed because the European didn't even recognize them. They got to understand that the Masonic unity will serve as a great weapon against the true enemies of Freemasonry. You have enemies of Freemasonry. I ain't talking about European Masonry. And I show brothers, I share things with everybody. When a brother said, yeah, I got that, And he talking that sovereign citizen stuff. And I said, well, it's in your exhumed of the nation. It's in your exhumed of the nation. Oh, for real? But you got it. So you would die with all the wisdom in your hand, doubt me. You would got it. It's in chapter 7 of the Freemasonry and Illuminati. And then in chapter 8, it talks about the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment. And then when Negroes don't understand how the prophet taught about the Ajani, how the prophet taught about the chakras, it's in chapter 6, it's in chapter 15, the third eye, aka the Ajani. I know Negroes don't read. They just collect stuff. That's all Negroes do. They collect it, and it's right here. No one can nationalize you or denationalize you. That's why I tell people, continue to be on your own and stay off my page with all that lower level energy, with all that Negro hate. Get off of that. We can't even honor a God man. That's why I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane. It's my contention as well that many other Moors, M-O-O-R-S, M-U-U-R-S, that the sacred Moor science predates its younger brother, the European and the Negro Freemasonry. I show y'all this all over in history. The antiquity of the sacred M-U-U-R, Moor science, from the ancient sunken civilization of Mu, Lemira, to the Garden of Eden, where Prophet Enoch refined and propagated the sacred science. That's why they took the book of Enoch out of the Bible. The science was preserved in the pillars associated with Noah's flood. The Moor science tradition was passed down from Enoch to Methuselah, to Lamech, to Noah, to Ham, to Cush, to Mizraim. Don't y'all know Mizraim is Egypt? When I talk about the sacred rite of Memphis and Mizraim, Hut and Canaan, Cush and Canaan authored what was, to become the Moor rite. Organized what would later be called the Memphis rite of Freemasonry and Mizraim, the Hebrew name of Egypt. Initiated what would later be called the Mizraim rite of Freemasonry. Isn't it interesting to know that Mizraim is pronounced Musur, M-U-S-U-R, in Babylonian dialect? So when you remove the middle S, what do you have? When you remove M-U-S-U-R from Musur, what do you have? M-U-U-R. You got more. I'm telling you what I know. And that's widely believed Egypt inherited their science from Atlantis. From Atlantis. When I talk about when the European Atlantis of latter days and the European H.C. Randolph Stevenson called himself El Eros, when a European calls himself El Eros, and you see all this Egyptian science, that's why all the Masons got Mecca, Islam, Akibalan on their fez. All presidents, all of them are free lower level Masons. The first house they go through is Christianity. The last house they go through, they are practicing Al-Islam Muslim. And the password is Assalamu Alaikum. But I teach the higher science. And everybody know I'm telling the truth. That's why I don't got time for no Negro jumping on my page, just run off at the mouth. Man, stay where you are. Stay where you are. Don't come on my page with that crap. Because I ain't going to feed into it. I'm going to block you for life. Don't care about no goofy Negro on no internet. As widely believed, Egypt inherited their science from Atlantis, Mu, Lemira, even though the geographical origin of the Memphis rite is thought to be Libya. The nexus of the two rites, which is Memphis and Mizraim, is ancient Egypt, and these rites have become like fraternal twins. Of course, all three rites are interrelated and interconnected with each other. Just like when I talk about the triple role of the adapt chamber, understanding all the three religious rites, the Fatimid, the Paraclete, and the Jerusalem. You have to have a clear understanding. That's why I'm able to go in all houses and be a Shi, be a Tasawuf, be a medicine man, be Melchizedek, be a holy man, be a shaman. Come on, man. Come on. But I don't only get slander from my own people because they don't see themselves in this position. That's why I said our people is messed up. Especially these men is messed the hell up. The ancient pivotal rite of Memphis and Mizraim, and even the symbolic craft masonry, has its genesis in sacred Moor science. Even the Bible states the progeny of Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan manifested in many nations upon the earth. Even the historical fact that the nomadic Moors populated Europe, Asia, Africa, India, Americas, Mexico, the Pacific, and all the Caribbean islands. The Moors brought a brand of science, culture, enlightenment not seen or ever since today. There are many English and Latin spellings for the name that represents Moor. You got M-U-U-R, You got MOOR. You got MOHR. You got MARUS. You got MORO. You got MOURO. You got MOORE. When Abraham Lincoln, before he was the president, he defended the Moore in court. That's the Spencer and Dungy case. Research what I'm telling you. MORE. You got Maurice, like Saint Maurice. You got MOREAU. You got Morito, MORETTO. You got Marduk, MARDUK. You got MOOROE. You got Morak, MARRAK. You got Molinian, MOUILLIAN. You got Mernad, MERINAD. Marabout, MARABOUT. Morid, MURID. Morabite, MORABITE. More, MOR. Moron, MORMON, just like the Book of Mormon. See, the Book of Mormon, if you understand it, you get any European that's a Mormon, and I'll show you that the Indian is one of the 12 tribes of Israel in the Book of Mormon. And they know it, but they ain't gonna never tell no Negro that. But I'm telling you, MOHR, MORIAN, MOREN, Maroon, just like Empress Nani. I got to find the book. Pull up Empress Nani of the Jamaican Maroons for all my empresses. When these Negroes don't want to give the power to these women, pull up Empress Nani and the Jamaican Maroons. I have to find the book. I got it over there. How she led all those people out of captivity. Empress Nani of the Jamaican Maroons. MERAH, Meredith, MURABIT, Moore, MAUR, MORENO. There's many others. How to spell more, you know? But when most people appropriate so as not to mislead the student, but I use MUUR a lot and MOOR. But the MUUR, I spell it that way because it represents the universality of our Moor national identity. And most people believe the Moors only came from Northwest Africa, but the Moors in India, Arabia, Americas, Mexico, Ireland, the Celts, Europe, Australia, the Solomon Islands, the Mauritius, breaking the Moor national identity down by letters. It represents the matriarchal. Most Moors believe that God is a woman. I believe that God element is the feminine aspect of one's higher self, the right brain function or intuitive side of one's nature, as a matriarchal governance. That's why in the Bible, they relate wisdom to Sophia. All through the Bible, Sophia, I told y'all, in the Bible is written in analogy, parable, and symbology. So if you don't know the analogy and the parable and the symbology of the Bible, you're going to take everything face value. We'll be like, oh, so you're talking about Sophia. No, you're talking about wisdom, because wisdom is always dedicated to the female counterpart, the divine feminine. That's why in the Bible it says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing, because your woman should be wisdom. But see, most of my brothers are not into the science. They operate on this man-made, the exoteric, which is the physical. They're not in the spiritual realm. They're not. They'll never make it there. Because what they say, I'll walk out, I'll stand alone. Well, stand alone. Anybody ask you that? Good. Be by yourself and die alone. Great. Cool. You see all the phases with what I'm telling you on there? When all your presidents, even your fathers and dads, that's Freemasons, that they die and don't share this wisdom with you? Because they think their own kids perverse. All the science is on these phases. Elijah Muhammad was Big Ben, was Elijah Poole Bay. I showed y'all the picture with his fez on. That's why I be laughing at people. I be like, dude, you're gonna get your feelings hurt when I show you everything. Where who lied to you? Ain't no European got the power to lie to you. Your own people want to lie to you because they get paid to keep you in bondage, to keep you not wearing your native headdress, to keep you operate as a Negro, Black, or African American. You see Elijah Poole Bay with his fez on. You see him with his fez on right there. There's no slander to no one. I just know what I'm talking about. And then you can go on the internet and pull up Founders Day on how Farrakhan giving credit to our prophet. Look at the fez. Look at Ben Bay fez. Look at it. Benjamin Banneker fez. Ben Bay. Look what's on these fezes for yourself. When I tell you people take your science and then they want you to be Negroes. All you got to do is read Leviticus 25 and 10. Read Leviticus 25 and 10. That's under the Liberty Bell. I've been teaching people this for so long. I teach political science in college. Don't y'all know what Leviticus 25 and 10 reads? I'll read it to you. It's under the Liberty Bell. It's under the Liberty Bell. It says, proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants. Wait, let me get the whole thing for you. For you can understand what I'm saying. It tells you to go back to your nation. And ye shall hallow the 15th year, and proclaim liberty throughout the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possessions, and ye shall return every man unto his family. When you look at the Liberty Bell, when you turn this feds right here, when you turn this feds inside out, it's the Liberty Bell with the gong. But we don't know that. Your people ain't gonna teach you that. They're not. They're not gonna teach you the powerful science of the feds. Because you see a lot of people that done misrepresented the feds with that sovereign citizen goofy stuff. I told you, our brothers, they don't want to learn nothing. None of my brothers that I grew up to school with or operate with, they don't want to learn nothing. But they're going to have to bow down to the science as they get older and they see all the power that I have, or when they see all the political power that I have, when they see all the police and the judges and all that, when they see them come and shake my hand and bow down in homage, no disrespect, then they want to be a part of something because they think they're going to get something. But you ain't getting nothing from me. No disrespect, because a lot of our brothers don't want to be students. Most of my friends, they 40-some years old and they still talk about they some gangster. What do you want your kid to be? You will want your kid to aspire to some of the stuff that I've done. I want my kid to get the best education. I got the best education. I got a master's degree. I got a bachelor's degree. I'm finishing my doctoral degree. What are we talking about? So I'm gonna give a little introduction to psychomacy, and I'm gonna give a little introduction to sexual magic. I have all these books in my library. You can download them on your tablet from my company, mypdfbooks.com, or you can get them directly from me for a small donation that I ask for. Or my company will print and bind them for you so you can have them. So you ain't got to pay all that money on Amazon for these books. So I'll give you a little introduction of this power that I have to not only control myself and to control everything around me, to control the heavens and the earth and the weather. This is what I'm talking about. When I talk about psychic power, when I talk about psychomacy, another name for it is white magic. The use of certain hidden powers that all of y'all possess. Powers given to us long before books was even invented. When I said, I don't care about no book, I'll burn all these books up. Just like my muftis call me the Book of Eli. Why? Because I know everything verbatim. Why? Because I've been studying this for years and then I really use it. I know when it's going to rain. I know when the sun going to shine. I know how people act. Why? Because I'm into the terror. I'm into the spirits. I'm into nature. It's just what it is. It's your forgotten power. Like most people, you probably don't even know how to move objects without touching them. But you still possess the power to do it. It's just like, okay, when you rub a balloon on your head and then you touch around, you get shocked and you don't understand that you're electric. But you can always be electric. How? By getting charged up by the sun. You can always get a 50% charge. Like my noble Malik say, he was like Nashik. He was like, everything you saying is right. And ain't nobody finna infiltrate what we built. They were like, if they don't want your charge, they need to get the hell away from you. That's why I be telling my muftis protect me the same way I protect them. Ain't nobody finna come infiltrate us with they niggardly stuff. Stay in your place. The powers lies sleeping within you because you don't understand your ajna. You don't understand that chakra. You don't understand that third eye chakra. You don't understand that your kundalini is in a knot. You don't understand your ajna. And all of us have it. It's powers like seeing X-ray or astral projection, hypnotic mental attraction, sexual power. When I break down a little bit in this, the sexual power that you can have, that sweet aura that you smell, that sexual energy that attracts the male and the female. I ain't talking about in the bed. I'm talking about that sexual energy. A lot of brothers don't have it. A lot of empresses don't have it. They don't have that aura. They don't have that halo that's walking with them at all times. It's that mental attraction and the power that hearing, to name just a few of the pillars of this science. In every area of your life, you will find that psychomacy can bring incredible results. Just like when I'm saying seeing through things. The psychic master, like myself and others, magi's like myself and others, we see through the walls. We see through the steel, the granite. We perceive what goes on in an adjoining room or in some place nearby. With the psychic power, with the vision, we read passages from closed books, read sealed letters, and observe the contents of locked steel boxes. If my Empress was right here with you, I'll get a book of 400 pages and read it in less than an hour because I know how to read. And then I'll summarize the whole book, like how I gather and compile all my manuals. All my manuals, my mufti, all the books that I gathered and compiled, 400 or 500 books, I put them in small readings for brothers can read them, 20 pages. That's a power. That's a power. I read dictionaries, whole dictionaries, like the 1828 Webster Dictionary. I'll read the whole dictionary in one setting, and then I'll memorize, because it's a skill, it's a gift. It's a gift. This ain't no braggadocious stuff with me. If others did it before me, you think I can't do the same thing that was done before me? Please. And you can too. The very ground which I tread, it grows transparent to me, and I can peer down into its depths. Inside the earth, I can discover the veins and the minerals, the coal, the oil, and underground streams. And yet these magic techniques that I've acquired, that you can acquire, they're not difficult to use at all. On the contrary, they require no unusual abilities, no expensive equipment. Like when people, I got to go get this and get that. It ain't no power in no rabbit's foot. I'm the power. All that stuff don't mean nothing. You don't see me walking around with a whole bunch of amulets and all that. I don't need that. I can get a stick, and I can put the same power in the stick that you would go buy some bees and stuff. I can put the same power that you think is in them bees. I'm gonna put the power in the stick. Why? Because I'm the electricity. I'm the source. A doohickey ain't nothing but a doohickey without the source, without the anointing from the source. When you read these instructions and you do the exercises, just like if you exercising, your body can get into a certain physical stature. And it's all in cyclomacy. That's why you look at people, they ain't in no health. They say, man, when I was in high school, I used to be in good shape. Okay, well, your ass out of high school now. Excuse my candor. Why you ain't in good shape? Oh, I don't have time. What do? You only work 8 to 10 hours a day. Negro, stop lying. Your brain don't have the aptitude. We poison our bodies. And I keep telling you, your body is a temple. That's why I'll be telling you, I ain't worried about no Negro on the internet. I'm a warrior in a garden. I'm a warrior in a garden. I study martial arts. I study Wing Chun. I box every day. I meditate. I'm into all the spirits. Can't no mortal man come against me, especially in the arena of battle, especially if we're doing some physical battle. It's not going to happen. You're going to lose before we even get there. And I'm not going to let it get there. I'm going to try to bring you up. When I talk about the instructions, the power to see close up from a great distance with your astral telescope, the power to extract the past history from a strange object merely by holding it in your hand, the power to find out with psychometry, with that understanding what's going on at a certain place at a certain time without being there. When I talk about a spirit of discernment, like when I come back to Flint, I already know what's going to happen when I get there because I've done the voodoo. And I deal with I deal with all my astrological signs. I be in Flint all the time. People don't even know I'm there because there's places that I'm not going to go. There's places that I'm even not going to frequent. It's people that I'm not even going to be around. Why? Because if my spirit can't be the divine spirit and help you, why the hell do I need to be around a whole bunch of jacklegs that's talking about a whole bunch of poo diddly? And we ain't talking about building and growing or building our community or helping the kids. I don't need to be around a whole bunch of goofies. The power to know what people look like before you even meet them. The power to travel with your astral body. All these powers that we can do. And still, that's just the beginning. You will see how many glorious, unforgettable personalities use but one little rock and one little trick of psychomacy. As I explain, as I break down, I'm going to give a little introduction and I'm done. To catapult yourself into fame and fortune. And know you may do the same if you desire. What this means is you should be able to fascinate others with your thoughts. When you speak, people should be in awe. That's your sexual energy and want you around. the entrance and entrance them with your grace of your movement and your stature and how you well put together. Increase your muscle power. Increase your muscle power. Increase your muscle power up to 10 times with your mind alone. Arouse intense desires in the opposite sex with your mere presence and draw people to you like bees onto honey. It's all here. It's spelled out for you step by step with complete, easy to follow directions. And I'm going to get you there. I don't need the books. You will see how to bring your mate to you without asking. Your mate will be ready to do whatever. Your mate will say, I don't want to have sex, or I don't want to do this. You ain't even got to ask. It's going to be like putty in your hand. How to command people to do what you want them to do without uttering a sound or lifting one finger. How to keep expanding your circle of acquaintances until you have virtually an entire army of loyal friends and boosters. That's what I'm doing. See, I know how to do this. I need to write. I don't mind building and destroying it. I build this tabernacle and I'll destroy it. I build it and I'll destroy it because I'm a builder. And I'm building on solid foundation. And I got the right members with me. So I'll give y'all a little bit of these powers when I talk about forgotten or forbidden wisdom, suppressed for centuries and used by some of us who know it for our own purpose. And you can have it too. You can now draw upon these mighty powers and they work a miracle in your life. Don't they say it's a miracle? Well, no, it's supposed to be a miracle in your life. Your life is a miracle. It ain't about reading nobody else. It's about you reading you. If it's money you want, you got to understand the materialization techniques. It's one of the lessons. It's lesson 20. If you want to find home, if you want expensive clothes or jewelry, psychomacy can draw these things into your life with ease. Just as surely as the light of the sun shines through your window. Say you have used your psychic power to bring your mate to you without asking, or to reestablish contact with a long lost friend or relative, to get him or her to do what you want. You simply project a psychic being on that person's mind, and people don't know how to do it. And then a second later, that person agrees with you, cooperates and responds to your bidding, no matter how stubborn he or she may have been before. And with these powers, your life will take on fresh meaning. Each new day, which formerly presented another fear, will now present another conquest. Problems, no matter how disastrous or how long they have lasted, they should suddenly seem to unravel and melt away. Like a miracle, almost overnight. Remember the Bible? In a moment, in the twinkle of an eye. You turn sorrow into joy, failure into success, hate into love, anger to benevolence, distrust to faith, weakness and impotence into boldness, strength and vitality, boredom and apathy into hearty zest and enjoyment. Just like I know a lot of men my age, they got erectile dysfunction and they taking pills. And they taking all them foreign pills because all the stuff that you did in life to get your blood to stop flowing. Everything is in your stomach, as my dad broke down in Sunday school. It's like, that's why you don't have that energy. And you think you got to drink alcohol or take some Cialis or take some pills to some foreign drug to get there. No, your blood stopped flowing. Blood got to go to all extremities to operate what? That's science. But you don't know that because we taking foreign things. And the foreign things is what's shocking your blood to flow. That's why a lot of brothers' ankles swole. That's why a lot of brothers got raccoon eyes. And ain't no disrespect to no one. The unlimited power is yours. I'll give you a little introduction. And I'll just talk about the physical stature and then we'll go on. And if you like the teachings, like my brother said, give a donation. Cash App, $KG Bay. You can hit me up in my Gmail. It's Goodman, GOODMAN, KHARY @gmail.com. And I can give you the documents for a donation. I tell people you ain't got to pay all that money for it. But 2 scientific proofs of the pudding, the composition of your primitive auto consciousness, descriptions of 10 parts of your primitive auto consciousness. Then I talk about 3 steps for driving your psychic power into any part of your body. Then I could talk about the dynamic concealed in your protoplasmic irritability. Then I'll talk about the disadvantage of command adaptation And then I can talk about what merely developing 1% of your primitive unconscious can do for you. How to put your conscious mind, your sensations, recording centers, and your organs, control centers, under psychic power and control. How to increase the drive of your psychic power command. Exercise for ordering your conscious mind with your psychic power commands. How to develop your timing with psychic power control. How to intensify your power of vibration. Exercise for keener thinking for psychic power control. How miraculous feats are performed through psychic power control of the sensations in your recording centers. How to put your sensation recording center and your organs control centers under psychic power control. How to develop spatial discrimination. How to put your organs control center under psychic power. So I'll give you a little bit. How to put your muscle coordination center under psychic power control. I just want to give you a little introduction. How can you gain limitlessly from the incredible potentials of your muscle coordination center? How your muscles coordination center functions. Other ways in which your muscles coordinate centers help you. These is all powers, all lessons that I can give you. How to put your resisting nerve gap under psychic power. How to put your nerve electricity in your brain and body under psychic power. How to manipulate and how to multiply your energy with psychic power control. How never to get tired. How never to get tired. Yes, I rest because I know how to rest, but I'll never get tired because I put my muscle tone under psychic power, under a certain hypnosis. How to use astounding power of your brain horns and put it under psychic power. How to put your seeing and hearing reflexes under psychic power. How to put your primitive seeing center and your highest visual center under psychic power control. That's controlling that pendulum. That's controlling that pendulum because your pendulum swings to the left, to the right, and you control it. How to put your primitive hearing center under these powers. This is what I'm talking about. It's a plethora of these powers that you should be able to use. That you should be able to use. So I don't want to talk too much about them. I'm gonna touch on them Saturday in adapt class. I'm gonna go I'll probably touch on adapt class. I'll probably describe the 10 parts of your primitive auto consciousness and how your biceps lift weight step by step. I'm gonna show you how your bicep lift weight step by step. Like your bicep is the prime mover of weight. It contracts to lift the weight or the light weight. Your triceps is antagonist, is immediately relaxed by your muscle coordination center in order to let your biceps contract without opposition. But your triceps do not relax completely, for they contract too to break your biceps. They contract less than your biceps. However, the fixation muscles of your elbow also contracts thanks to your muscle coordination center to steady your elbow joint and let your biceps lift the weight, and it lift the light weight with the least waste of effort. And so your biceps lift the light weight. How your bicep lift a heavier weight step by step? I just give you this. When you lift heavier weight, your biceps contract more forcibly. Your triceps again immediately relax. But thanks to your muscle coordination center, it also contracts still more in order to put a stronger brake on your biceps. Additionally, fixation muscles, those of your shoulder and your forearm, which contracted only feebly before, also contract more forcibly now to steady your shoulder with the wrist joints, in addition to your elbow joint, in order to let your biceps lift a heavier weight with the least waste of effort. And this again is due to your muscle coordination center, controlling your muscles. And so your biceps lift the heavier weights. I can go on and on with the teachings, but I want to stop right there with that. I'm just giving a little introduction, and then I'll show you how I do it in real life. I'll give you a little bit of the sexual magic. I'll give you a little preface of this, and I'm out of here. I had a long day. I gotta go meditate, relax, get my mind right, do a little cleaning, because I like my house to be in order. I'll give a little introduction. Then I'm out of here. Excuse me. When I talk about the brotherhood, and we are the silent brotherhood of the East, but when I talk about Elias, Eulis, that's a sacred brotherhood. The first to recognize and accept the science, knows the persecutions that it exposed itself to by this action. I know I'm always going to be persecuted by my own people, but my people that I lost due to a lack of knowledge because they refuse to learn, I'm not worried about them. I've been not worried about misnomer Black people and friends and family. That ain't even my mission. I deal with Allah's people. I deal with Yahweh's people that understand my vision. I can care less about trying to convert someone. This ain't no conversion with me. I'm resurrecting. I'm bringing back what's in you. I'm fully restoring you back to your original state before you were tampered with. So I know the battle that I'm up against. And the mysteries of Elisis. It's an ancient book called The Mysteries. I'll send it to y'all, Muftis, because I got a lot of books I got to send y'all that I put in the text stream. It indicate direction for avoiding morbid psychic states. But this is not necessarily the same as mental strengthening. So I know how to avoid the wrong things when I talk about a spirit of discernment. I have a spirit of discernment that walks with me every day. But I'll give you this. Everything on the earth, physical or metaphysical, is all force, all quality, or power of the universe has its centers, its cycles, and its seasons. It is necessary to live in harmony with the universal system if one does not want to become the victim. There are spheres evolving in space, giving emanations of strictly determined influences. They are inhabited by intelligences, fluid and solid, by forces that man can control and with which he or she may unite if he or she knows the law of relations between the master and the spirit. Random chance does not exist in human life or anywhere in the entire universe. Nothing happens osmosisly. All events are the result of cause and of rules regulating the world since the eternal. It is this which makes divination possible. The brotherhood of Elisis, the brotherhood of Elias, believes the great and intelligent presence, the power of the force of which is totally reflected in the past, the present, and the future. This presence is surrounded by beautiful mental energies and its formidable powers. The brotherhood of Elias believes in the world's electric, the fluid, situated beyond the frontiers of the material world. The correspondence with these worlds are subject to the laws of nature, and one discovers them amongst the fluid islands about which they float, with the shells in the swollen nets of the blue ocean. And the worlds are more beautiful, more grand, more mysterious than our more immediate terrestrial horizon. They extend from the terrestrial towards the infinity. People with beauties, ebullient, ornamented with clouds and immense constellations. They form traversing vast space, landscapes without limits. These worlds are to our physical universe what the latter is to a city of termites in the jungle of Africa. The brotherhood of Elis believes in the great choirs of being and powerful intelligences, whose origin is not human, not material, near which the most sublime genes of the men of earth is like unto the smallest grain of sand on the majestic side of a mountain, a drop of water in the immense ocean, a faint breeze taken from a hurricane that rages over the celestial landscapes. The brotherhood of Elisis, we understand in the reality of these worlds, invisible to the ordinary eye, because their initiates have contemplated them in their Salem exaltations. These initiates, like my brothers and sisters of the BBT, have given evidence that these worlds do not originate from our earth, but from another world similar to ours. And the beings who inhabited them know the greater mysteries. And we proclaim that the veritable power of the spirit is acquired through the path of the sexual force, because these two elements are complementary, one to the other. But one cannot establish rapport with these beings by the methods of the spiritualist circles, nor by the system of mesmerism and mere intellectual study. That's not enough. Only the Salem exaltation, a Tibetan method, allows us to evoke these images into the medium of the magic mirror, whether they are superhuman spirits, intelligences, wisdom, or energies. They are called the Nereids or the Nereids, and the philosophy that they teach is entitled the philosophy of Elias or Elias. We, myself, and my brothers of the BBT, believe in the deity in recognition of his omnipresence, his omnipotence, as we believe also that man was created in this image. We also believe and understand in nature, who is for us, the manifestation of the supreme intelligence. And we proclaim that the deity resides everywhere and in each of us. And in contemplating nature in the multitude, in the multiple and the diverse manifestations, colored by our personal experience, and in being guided by the wisdom that we have revealed, we affirm that sexuality is the principle and the fundamental force in all being, the force of the greatest power of nature, the most charismatic witness in deity. So when I talk about the polarization of the sexes, I'll give you all a little bit of this and I'll stop, and I'll show you the polarization of the sexes and I'll stop. So when I talk about the polarization of sexes, the mysteries treated in this science that I give, it bear the name of the mysteries of Elias and the anesthetic mysteries. The mysteries of Elias contain the theory based on the supreme laws, which places before us the science of the upper spheres, while that of the anesthetic mysteries is the application in the material sphere, the putting into practice of the element theories envisioned in the mysteries of Elias. Find our key in the rigorous and universal law of polarization. We polarize things. That is the fundamental basis underlying the ingenious structure of the doctrine of Elias. In effect, brothers and sisters, the entire universe, all living beings, without the least exception, are ruled by the principle of two contrary forces, exercising one or the other, a power of inescapable attraction. One calls the forces positive and negative, and one rediscovers them in good and bad, emission and reception, life and death, idea and action, man and woman, positive and negative magnetic poles. In the material plane, and conversely, the woman, the active pole, and the man, the negative pole, in the mental plane. In the science of the mysteries that I teach, just as in nature, the female attracts the male, so we can attract to ourselves the desired form by creating the negative in order to attract the contrary, which is the positive. This is the principal basis of all magic. No law is superior to what I'm illuminating, and it permits us to accomplish operations in two fashions. Intellectually, it is spoken calmly, without emotion, and sensually, it is spoken in love. in Moorish science, when I say love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, those are the 5 pillars. I also use my 2 cents, health and wealth, because I deal with the 7. I deal with the 7 understandings. No one can refute that the supreme miracle of nature is the procreation of the species. It is the manifestation of an energy, the union of 2 contrary poles, which are negative per se and positive per se. But in the union of man and woman, the contact is established not only in the physical plane, but in the mental plane as well, where the law of Hermes is affirmed. That which is below is like that which is above. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, while the phallus of the man is positively polarized, and the kitis, the K-T-E-I-S of the woman is negatively polarized, the head of the man, the organs of the man, the head of the man. I showed y'all in the C. Freeman L chart the other day when I was demonstrating the chart. The organ of his mental manifestations is, to the contrary, negative and magnetic for a rapport with the head of the woman, which is positive and electric. This explains why the man, preoccupied with initiative concerning the physical manifestations of love, awaits, to the contrary, the invitation of the woman, her feelings, her mental passions, to climb the ladder of the union in the upper planes. So before the physical liaison, as understood, in the normal case, all the senses of the man and the woman are put into play in order that the idea of mental power should be fixed in the best condition, conforming to the law of induction between the mental and the physical poles of the 2 individuals of different sexes. And this phenomenon, my brothers and sisters, known for thousands of years, has been rediscovered on the basis of the mystery called the Ma Caligua. The Ma Caligua, brothers and sisters, the M-A-H-I-K-A-L-I-G-U-A, the Ma or the Maha Caligua. Yeah, absolutely. That is the law that are restored in the substance are these, and I'll leave you with this. It's 4. The mental current during the paroxysms at the moment of ejaculation occurs equally for the man and the woman. 2. In certain predetermined conditions, one can exercise the mental current, influence the laws of manifestations far away. 3. By his induction in the material spheres, the operator can obtain the causes of the desired effects. And last but not least, the thoughts, ideas, the penchants, and the individual organs leave their impressions during coition. These impressions are delivered at the same time, but do not partake of all of the heredity qualities of the individual. However, they always affect works and acts in the astral spheres. And I'll stop right there. And I'll show y'all a sign and a symbol of the polarization of sexes. You see that sign and symbol? I call it the frog per se. I'll break that down at another teaching. Remember, before the spoken language, it was signs and symbols of the primordial man. Albert Churchward taught us all this. It's a book by Albert Churchward, a European, called Signs and Symbols of the Primordial Man. And Gerald Massey, he got a book called Natural Genesis, 3 volumes. All the European scholars agree with me. So I'm going to end right there. I want to thank you all for your time, for listening to me as I break this science down. If you like the teachings, please send a donation to Cash App, $KGB, because it helps us continue to spread this message. And if you want any literature that I spoke on today, and you want to know the donation for it, all you have to do is send me an email. My email is Goodman, GOODMAN, KHARY @gmail.com. I'm transparent. I give my office number too. My office number is 602-473-5785. 8767. If you call me with some garbage or text me with some garbage with that sovereign citizen stuff and ask me 15 million questions, I'm just going to block you. My whole answer is you should be a student. And I can email you our syllabus and our enrollment package. But the thing with our people, they don't like to use their money to get what they want. They just use their money to party and bullcrap. And that ain't how I rock. I'm a real temple in school. And we use our finances to support this. I have muftis, which are members. And I don't need any more members. But I tell brothers, they can be students. And if you be a student for at least a calendar year, then you will be initiated under the wisdom and you can be a student. But most Negroes that's in their lower self, they don't even make it a year with me because if we want some fake paperwork, and I don't have that for you, I'll let you go. I'll let you go because I know your mental is messed up. And most of these brothers be in prison because they think they can sign some paper and somebody can make them something. Those sovereign citizens that's breaking the laws. And I don't teach that. I operate in the parameters of all law. I don't have no magic trick for none of these goofy brothers. That's why I'm going to be here forever. So with that being said, man, I love everybody that took the time out the day for listening to me for almost 2 hours. I give y'all gratitude and love. I done shared the information with y'all. And I done told my brothers, if I can't even resurrect my own brothers and sisters that love me, what that says about us as a people. That means we messed up. And I can save all these other people that's educators and professors and European masons and potentates and judges and attorneys, and I save them and I save their children and I educate their children, and my own brothers and sisters don't use me to save them, not only themselves, and to save their children and to show them who they are. That shows us that we are at a lack of wisdom and we don't honor our own brother that's raised himself up in the ranks of science and wisdom and understanding. That shows you how messed up we are as a people. That show you how we use our money to do nothing. As I break down tax laws and codes, and I tell people, when you give donations consistently, I can give you a tax-exempt receipt to offset your taxes. And then on the amount of money that you make, I'll show you what you got to donate to where you pay Uncle Sam the less amount of money, because your money does not go to run the United States of America. It sits in the private banking system. But most of our brothers and sisters, they're not educated on tax code. They just assume. So I love y'all, man. I give gratitude. Thank y'all for taking time out y'all day to listen to me. If you like the teachings, support our temple with school. Give a donation. Cash App $KG Bay. And make sure you send me your email so I can send you literature, so I can tell you hi, so I can answer some of the right questions, so I can help you out, so I can show you what not to do, so I can build your library with the money that you're going to spend partying and bullcrapping. Use your money for some righteous things. I love y'all, man. And gratitude and love to everybody. Peace, light, and illumination.